Nick doesn't consider himself polyamorous.
Poly means many and MR is love. Just means many loves. That's accurate to describe that he just loves many women.
Yes, but he also lives in this constant phrase, if you label me, you disable me. So you cannot label him in any way, which is, I'm for it. The label thing, I get it, I understand, but it's also some truth to it. So we've had many conversations where it's like, no, I think you're polyamorous. And I'm not polyamorous. I'm not. I just love, I love, I love. And that's actually what I have chosen to teach my kids is daddy loves many people. Daddy has a lot of love to give. That's just who daddy is. And they know their brothers and sisters' parents and miss so-and-so, miss that. So yeah.
All right. So this whole thing is the point of the video, right? So it was another clip. I thought that was a clip where she calls it monopoly, where she's monogamous and he loves many. First off, let's get the terminology right, which Rakim Sugu had to correct me on my terminology. So whatever, all right. But Nick is not polyamorous. Polyamorous is where everyone, man and woman, have equal freedom to have multiple men, multiple women, and everybody has freedom. He is in he likes polygyny, which most men love because they get to have all of the freedom and women get to sit around and look stupid waiting their turn. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really, I have a lot to say about it. I will always drag this. Anytime I get the opportunity to talk about how women and men are weak and stupid for having this kind of setup, I will. Now, if you don't know by now, I'm definitely am not monogamous, and I do not have an issue with Nick not being monogamous. My issue comes in where she has to sit around. I'm just gonna wait here, sit and wait around here, Nick is busy with the career and he has 12 other women, so I see him about once every quarter, yeah, and that's the only time I get any kind of touch or kiss or any D, is what I get from him because he says I can't have other men. If I have other men, I have to move out of the mansion. So I have to stick in bondage and all of that. So I like that setup. It's nice, That's exactly how it is. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about how it's ridiculous. And it's not the only person, doing this. Neo got something like this too, where the women just need to sit around, and it will always be stupid and ridiculous for me. And I have many reasons to say so. All right. So number one, I'm sick of women coddling men. I'm tired of the world coddling men. I'm tired of men coddling men. Everybody coddles men. Everybody coddles them. And when I say coddle them, it's like, well, you don't need to do any of the hard work of sharing. You just get to tell us what to do. And because you have money and more resources, you get to really control it. And they say freedom is, well, I told her she can leave if she don't like it. Sure, that is a form of freedom. Sure, she can leave and she knew what she was signing up for. Absolutely. But it's a cultural conversation and a humanity. Oh, shit. And biological conversation we have to have around all of this on why I can't stand it. All right. So, number one, if a man presents something to you that says, I can have this freedom to have as many baby mothers as I want, which means I can have unprotected sex with anybody that I want. I can go and get any need that I have met immediately. I don't need to wait around for my turn. Nick's life is, if I want a massage, if I want kiss, if I want touch, if I want new experiences, if I want um any type of sensual experience, if I want to go out on a date, if I want to cuddle, if I'm feeling lonely, if I'm feeling whatever, and whatever need I have, if another woman can fulfill that romantically or platonically or emotionally, I get to get that need met immediately. Immediately, I get to get that need met. I don't need to wait, because why would I wait? I want it right then. If I want some need, I don't want to wait till next week to eat. If I want anything romantic, I get the opportunity to get that need met right away without asking for permission, without discussing it with anybody. I mean, I could discuss it with you, but decision already made. There is no lag time or delay in me getting my needs met. However, if you have a need met that only a man can fulfill, you need to wait on me. I'm Nick Cannon. I run 17 businesses. I got all of these different things that I'm doing. Not to mention giving all my other women attention, not to mention their children attention. So my time is limited. So you'll get me kind of whenever you get me. That could be once a month, once a quarter, once a year. The quality of that time may be a little diluted because I'm tired. Why am I tired? Well, I've been dropping off D to all of the women. I've been goo gaga with all the kids, and I have a very demanding career. So the quality of time, and I think he has lupus. So that's also a thing that can take away from your energy, your vitality, your time, your libido, all of that. So that's so limited. So I'm going to get around to you when I have the energy or the time, or when I'm in the mood. So when I need something, I'm going to get it immediately. But you need to wait until I can get to you. Who would agree to that with a brain? Let's just think critically here. If you would agree to that, or if you would agree to that, put agree in the comments. Who would agree to that with a brain that has a brain? Now, your grandmother needed to agree to that because she couldn't own a bank account or anything. So that's a different situation. So why would anybody agree to that? Why would anyone who cared about you present that type of a deal to you? I'm pausing because I want y'all to really marinate on it. How can you say you care about this woman if that's the deal that you're presenting? So then what somebody like Nick or Neo would say is, well, I want somebody who don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because men and women are built different, she doesn't need all of that touch and attention and sensuality. She doesn't need it. Where can you point me to a study from a scientist that says there is a affection, attention, erotic gene, variety gene that only exists within men but does not exist within women, that you can use to justify that women are these asexual beings who do not need touch, attention, cuddles, kisses, the exact same things that don't need a variety in sexual experiences, that don't need it. Can you give me something finite? We understand we have genes and wiring all up in us. Where is the wiring that says that it is in fact a biological fact that men need these things in more variety than women? Or can you actually point me out the social constructs that built it that way to lend to the patriarchy, to control women? I can give you that. You know what I'm saying? So you justify it by saying, I'm going to find a woman that's going to agree that she doesn't need all that. Because whenever she gets lonely, and that's why I bought her a dog. When she get lonely, she can go and play with her homegirls. You know what I'm saying? When she gets lonely, she can go do Pilates. She can go to the movies or whatever. She can have a social life that don't include other men to replace cuddling, kiss, touch, affection. Because he's saying the only source of male attention that she's allowed to get is from a very unavailable man. And somehow y'all still think that that's a good deal and that's fair. Some will say, well, she getting money. She in the mansion. I take that deal. All right. I will not lie and say that the fact that he is rich and providing an opulent environment for her does make it a little better, because a lot of people taking the same deal with whom dashiki them with the Muslims sleeping on air mattresses, doing the same thing. So, hey, if you have to choose a jail, let's choose Club Fed versus Alcatraz. or whatever it is. If you're going to be in jail, you might as well choose a luxury one. So I'm not really mad at that part. If you are going to take this kind of deal, at least let him be stupid wealthy. I can't act like that ain't a factor. However, money does not dilute the human need that women have for touch, consistency, love, affection, sex, orgasm, dates, romance, all of that stuff. So that doesn't make any goddamn sense. So what a lot of women end up doing in her situation is cheating with the pool guy, cheating with the personal trainer, cheating with the little mailman, cheating with her ex. And I absolutely commend the cheating. Now, I don't feel like the world is ready for monogamy because monogamy is not natural. They can't do monogamy or poly. But if it seems like the best thing y'all can do is cheat. So if I'm gonna put be in my and cheating and dishonesty and infidelity is a part of monogamous culture. So therefore, in her world, I hope she cheats. Because there's no way that she should just not get her needs met. If she feels like, hey, look, I'm gonna take this money, I got this baby, I'm in this mansion, I'm looking good, I ain't gotta worry about nothing, and I don't see it but twice a year anyway. I can definitely give me some dick on the side. I'm with that. I do think that that's the best alternative that a lot of them can do. Because being honest with him is with these type of men is not really going to work. Because he is a narcissist, like really a narcissist, and he is indoctrinated into this being completely self-absorbed and inconsiderate and in the patriarchy, which dehumanizes women. People say, how is she dehumanized? Because didn't I just say that humans need all the touch, attention, romance, love, sex, all that? And so to deprive her from that while you are having the time of your life is the dehumanizing of women that's been happening throughout the history of the world. Except for other, especially this monogamous culture came about. Please understand that monogamous culture became really popular and the nuclear family became a thing because they wanted to control women's birthing canal, their womb. In the industrial age, when they came along, they started having money and assets. They wanted to be sure that their money and assets was left to the right heir. So men was like, look, if I'm gonna be having these money and buildings and houses and land, I want to be sure the right baby getting it. So that's why they said, okay, well, monogamy, yeah. We need to control who you're having sex with so that we can be sure that the baby is mine. It had nothing to do with the needs and desires or wants or true nature of a woman. It had nothing to do with morals. It had something to do with logistics, making sure that logistically my money go to the right person. So if you can just reverse engineer that, you'll see why none of this makes any sense. You notice how in that nothing was really designed for men. Yeah, men pretend like they put up the front of monogamy, but it was never really designed for them. And you can tell because of how it came about. And you can also tell because of the level of scrutiny a woman gets for cheating and scrutiny that a man gets. We won't need to review the obvious. We understand that the double standard with cheating in men and women, but we also understand that women cheat a whole lot more than they will ever let on. And it's funny because a lot of the women who are in these rich casts and stuff, they be having lovers and shit like that. They be getting their emotional needs met. They do all of that stuff. They cheat within the context of monogamous culture because guess what? Y'all are wrong about the nature of women. Women need the same thing and deserve the same freedom and their candidates getting. But because men are weak, generally, and it's not even men, this is really nobody. This is nobody's fault. Men are weak because society bred them that way. Men are weak because society made them that way. Now, it takes a brave man to break out of that. You know what I'm saying? And women are even weaker because of society. But I will say that men and people, when they hear about non-monogamy, having more than one lover, a lot of them feel like, well, the hardest part of that is scheduling and preventing STDs. That's the easiest part. The hardest part is unlearning monogamous culture, unlearning ownership culture, unlearning the fact that I don't own you. Just because I have feelings for you, just because I love you, doesn't mean that I own you. Unlearning the fact that monogamy and love are not one and the same, that you can be deeply in love and not monogamous. Unlearning the insecurities and the abandonment issues that come along with allowing the person that you love to get their needs met outside of you, and supporting and loving that, which is a complete opposite of what we've been taught. That is the hardest part to unlearn. And the women are categorically required and expected to unlearn that, to do the hardest part of all of this. But yet they're the weaker sex. And yet men think they get to skip that part just because they're men. You don't just get to skip the hard shit because you're a man or because you done got some money. Because let's remember, the Neos and the Nick Cannons are a small fraction of it. Most of the niggas ain't got their money like that talking about they want more than one woman. So the thing is, you don't get to skip the hard part and call yourself a leader or stronger. When the hardest part of all of it is unlearning that, is knowing that your partner is loving and having sex with and with another person and dealing with that at home while you wait your turn. The hardest part of it is waiting around for your turn when you really are lonely and needing the affection and the attention and the masculine energy, and you need that, and you're suffering from touch deprivation while your lover is getting all the touch you can do at any time. That's the hard part of it. And you think because you're a man and you're stronger, you get to skip that part. Nothing about that shit makes any sense. No, bitch. What's going to happen is we're both going to do the work. We're both going to sit here and cry and have ego deaths. We both going to challenge our abandonment issues. We're both going to challenge our deep-rooted self-worth issues. We're both going to challenge our ownership, possession, training, and teaching that we've learned in this society. We're both going to learn to support each other, getting love and attention and support outside of the relationship. We both are going to do the hard work. We both are going to be in therapy and we're coaching by Progressive Love Academy, not regular therapy, because they're going to say it's bullshit. They're going to push monogamy, which is some bullshit. We both are going to meditate. We both are going to cry. We both are going to give each other the reassurance that we need. We both are going to deal and face jealousy and insecurity head on versus skating around it and all of this bullshit and controlling somebody. See, because Nick does not want to do the work. He does not want to feel the feelings of insecurity. So therefore, I just control the woman because I'm too much of a bitch I'm so much of an emotional coward to deal with it. I'm too much of an emotional coward to deal with the scrutiny that will come from my male counterparts to know that I'm allowing my woman to be free. I need to present myself as some controlling dude who got control on the women so that I can be looked at as a dominant male figure. When really all of the definition of dominant male figure is really a weak little boy who don't want to deal with his own emotions, which is the opposite of dominance. That's really a weakness and cowardice. So I need to surround myself by women who are emotional gangsters and warriors who face their shit, who do all that, while I get to be a little bitch in the counter. It's gonna hurt my feelings, it's gonna hurt my ego, so I don't want to do that. I'm gonna beat my chest. No, that's not how that works, which is why it takes a weak bitch and a weaker man to agree to that. I say the man is weaker because 9 times out of 10, if the woman is smart, she get another dick. I hope so. Okay, so this is why men who present this type of setup will never have my respect. You will always be a weak coward. What is impressive to me is the man who does the work, who challenges societal norms, challenges their own inferiority complexes that we all have to some degree, challenges the insecurities that we all have to some degree, challenges the jealousy that we all have to some degree. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're challenging that is sexy and arousing. You're not just leaving me out here to do the real work. Because then, because I'll ask a man, okay, so if your woman is feeling insecure about your other women, what do you do? Well, I'll talk to her and I'll reassure her, and maybe I'll take her out to eat, and I'll let her know that I'm there for her. Okay, so why she can't do that to you when she have other men? What? Exactly. Stop being a bitch. So, and I hate the manipulation of it all. I mean, I'm not forcing you to do this, but if you don't, I'm not going to give you any money. That's like saying, you're free to walk out of the door, but if you do, I'm gonna shoot you. You have freedom. You have freedom. What do you mean you're not free? You can walk out the door. As soon as you turn your back, I'm gonna pop, 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 pop. What do you mean I'm gonna give her freedom? You didn't give her freedom because you're a bitch. So nobody can argue with nothing that I said. There will never be an argument that will justify this. And I want more and more women to stand the fuck up and stop even agreeing. I understand that sometimes you just need to agree to get the bag, or maybe you agree because you love them, and but that is not helping women move forward. We need to start telling men no. Either we're both going to be monogamous or we're both going to be non-monogamous. You are not going to get freedom and then tell me I can't do it. And if we are monogamous and you cheat, we are now entering the open relationship phase of our relationship. I ain't gonna leave you, but me being monogamous to you is over with once you break it, and the same go with the woman, because that's inevitable. If you're in a monogamous relationship, you're gonna get cheated on eventually. I don't care how long it takes. That is that's just what it is. And if you are the exception, just know that you are the exception, and all of y'all motherfuckers ain't the exception. All of y'all relationships are not the exception to the rule. Look around you. Look at the statistics. Over 60% of people are dealing or have dealt with adulterous affairs within marriage. And we're not counting the people who didn't make it to the altar because somebody cheated. So monogamous culture encompasses cheating and lying because it's not rooted in truth. So I just need us to get that and stop vilifying ourselves and others for that. It's okay. Be monogamous in phases, in spurts. Be monogamous in, you know what I'm saying? Be monogamous like as it's organic. But never, ever, ever even give the man the satisfaction of thinking that he can present such a terrible, unfair, humanizing deal of I will get my needs met whenever I see fit. I don't want to wait an hour, 10 minutes, or a day to get sex, cuddles, hugs, kisses that I need. But you need to wait however long it takes me to get to you. If anybody offers you that deal and you take it, you are ridiculously brainwashed and a little on the retarded side. You are. It's not your fault, but that still is a result. You just been indoctrinated into the patriarchy. That's all it is. I understand. We all got to break out of it. But nothing about that should seem smart or right to you. Now, you may not, as a woman, you may not want to have a bunch of dudes right off, but you still don't sign that agreement. You need to give yourself the option within the agreement to have other men. You can, because hey, look, you can't really force it. He could have other women, but what if ain't nobody really get your attention? What you gonna do? Force yourself to like a dude? No, we ain't doing all that. But in the event I go to the gym and meet Tyreeka's and I want to go out on a date with Tyreeka's, or I want to slob on his balls, I'm going to do it. We can have a protocol in place. Hey, we talked before, whatever it is, but the bottom line is I'm going to get that need met. Just like you get your needs met. It's no scenario in which that's not the only way that works. And it's okay. We can take time. Sometimes we can take time away from doing it. But the bottom line is polygyny, which is one man and many women, is for the weak, brainwashed, basic, and Calvinist. Let me know what y'all think about this video down below. And also my book, All Three in Me. Oh, yes, you have to go to my site. Yes, I'm going to have 3 boyfriends at one time. All right. And we are free. We are vulnerable. We are just letting it all hang out up in this book. It is erotic. It is vulnerable. It is a bestseller. It's available for pre-order now, depending on when you watch this video. It went available for pre-order on Valentine's Day, and then it's going to be out to the world on February 14th. So depending on when on April 14th. So whenever you see this, go get the book, all3andme.com. It's down at the bottom. I love y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this video. If you disagree with me, let me know why you disagree with me. All right? Peace.